I thought maybe I would start by just giving a short overview of what I think the Meaningness project is. It's a book. There's a website, which is meaningness.com. Confusingly, there's also meaningness.substack.com, which is a different thing. Meaningness.com is the book. It is meant to be a self-help manual for relating well with meaning. And I think it's important that I don't see this as an intellectual project. It's a practical project. The Meaningness book explains ways of relating to meaning that work and ways of relating to meaning that don't work. The ones that don't work make you miserable and ineffective or cause you to cause trouble for other people. The ways that do work ideally make you joyful and creative and productive, and this is better. So it's better to do the better things. That's what the book says. There's a tendency to misunderstand meaningness as philosophy, and philosophy is taken to be an intellectual thing that's interesting as opposed to practical. And I really want the Meaningness book to be practically useful. We've been talking for quite a while about the ways in which my interests and work and style is similar to Jordan Peterson's and different. I've dressed up in Jordan Peterson's style today because I thought that would be funny. He always wears something like this, and I actually really like that, so I'm doing that today. But my thinking style is similar to his as well. There's an underlying theme that goes through everything that I do, which is the inseparability of nebulosity and pattern. Nebulosity is the aspects of the world that are fluid, constantly changing, impossible to pin down, indefinite. Pattern is the aspects of the world that are solid, enduring, well-defined, structured. Everything is some of both of those things, so they're inseparable. This isn't a metaphysical thesis. It's just if you consider things in the world, that's how they are, and you just look and you see. The underlying idea in the Meaningness book is that we tend to try to pull those apart and deny one or the other somehow. And that's because nebulosity, we think we don't like it. We think it is constantly undercutting us because we can't get complete understanding of anything because it's changing out from under us all the time. And therefore we can't get control, and therefore we can't make things go the way that we want them to go. They go some other way instead. So we'd like to impose structure or pattern on everything, and that doesn't work because we can't do it. And then when we try to do it, it fails, and it would be better to go with the flow. That's the whole message of the book, and then there's just a whole lot of applications of that. This is very interestingly similar to one of the fundamental themes in Jordan Peterson's work, as you've pointed out repeatedly. We've had a lot of really interesting conversations about this. Chaos and order are fundamental for him, and those are not quite the same, but very closely related.
Yeah. I think the way they're not quite the same is very interesting. It accounts for much of the difference in your styles and approaches when you get into the details of like what exactly the difference would be between nebulosity and pattern, or even emptiness and form, which is one of the streams you're taking on to talk about nebulosity and pattern. Is not quite the same thing as chaos and order, even though they sound very similar.